Welcome back to the Healing Motherhood Podcast. I'm Alexis, your healing guide to mentor you on this healing journey because healing is not something I'm going to teach you to do. I'm going to guide you to figure out what works for you. This week, we are talking all about the impacts of healing, and today is day 2. If you missed yesterday, feel free to go back and catch it. We talked all about how healing impacts your connection to yourself. Last week, we talked about how birth trauma impacts your relationship with your partner. And we also talked about some ways to reconnect. Today, I want to talk about the impact of healing on your relationship. So when we heal your birth, there are so many things that change as a result of healing, which is kind of exciting, but also can be kind of scary. And I want to just freely acknowledge that knowing that healing will change things, it can feel scary. What if my relationship with my family changes, my friends, my partner? And here's the thing is whether you heal or not, things change. Life changes, relationships change, people change. So why not use it to your advantage and heal for better changes? So when we start to heal, our relationship changes in such incredible and drastic ways. So one of the first things that we see is this stage where we have to learn to communicate better. So a lot of us, even if we took a communication class in college, it's more about like public speaking and talking to people in the workplace. Well, I don't know about you, but I was never taught how to have really healthy conversations and communication within the context of a marriage. And so one of the first things that ends up coming straight to a head is that communication piece and learning how to communicate your needs, learning how to communicate how the birth experience impacted you, and learning how to get your partner to share what happened for them, right? Learning to listen and see things from their perspective, even if you're really good at that in other relationships. I've noticed that a lot of us have a hard time with that in those particular romantic relationships. So your communication is one big thing that shifts a lot as you heal. And even when we're learning some of these communication strategies through books, I've read so many books on communication, and before really focusing on a healing plan and understanding healing and understanding what I needed to heal, those things were kind of like when a kid does a math problem without understanding how many is 3 and how many is 4. When somebody tries to solve something without understanding the concept as a whole, right? If you don't understand what's happening within yourself, if you don't have what we talked about on day 1, that connection to the self, learning to really communicate that and have a healthy relationship with somebody else is going to be kind of difficult, right? So that's the first one. The next one that the communication and the healing all tie in together for this one, and it's kind of a 3-in-1. This one is trust, okay? And underneath this trust is empathy and emotional connection. I have heard a lot of stories where parents are struggling because their partner didn't support them in the way that they needed in the birthing time. Whether it was a traumatic birth experience or that was the part that they were processing about a disappointing birth experience. So, or even a positive one. I've had people who have had great births who have come to me and are still just processing the way that their partner showed up in the birthing space. So part of that then requires this ability to communicate, right? And to connect with the partner, to build empathy with the partner and the partner with mom, and then from there start to build trust again. So trust is one big one that changes as an impact of healing. So then the last one is stronger intimacy. And here's the deal about intimacy is when we do not feel safe, we cannot reach the best parts of our intimate relationships. And so when we are kind of dealing with this communication and then this trust, they're going to give us this foundation that we need to then have stronger intimacy, right? And now intimacy is a hard one with young kids anyway. The research is, ridiculous on the way that just parenting in general impacts your intimacy, right? But then when you throw in trauma, when you throw in whatever it is that you are focusing on healing, that can all play in and make that even harder. So those are the 3 big impacts of healing on your relationship. If you are ready to dive into this, we have a bonus module on relationships with your partner in Healing Birth Within, which is not officially open, but as somebody watching this series on the impacts of healing, you can jump in for early bird pricing, more than half off. Oh, I'm so excited. As I was building this page, the price I was able to put on this is absolutely ridiculous. Sorry, I get so excited. It is life-changing. Thank you for being here. The link is down in the show notes below if you know that you are ready to dive in. It is not even a full page. If you want more details, you can message me because believe it or not, I have most of this built and it is definitely outlined in a way that you will be able to see the full breakdown. Tomorrow on the Impacts of Healing series, we are talking about joyful parenting and how healing impacts your parenting and allows you to enjoy parenting more. So I hope to see you in Healing Birth Within, and I definitely want to see you tomorrow for day 3 of the Impacts of Healing. See you later.